Together we ride.
Season 4!
Season 4.
Season 4 of Real Talk with me, Emma G
and Dinah,
where we will be coming at you every week with real, honest, authentic conversations with executives and healers,
creatives and entrepreneurs
about real conversations, authenticity, and what mental health sounds like.
Yes, raising the vibration one conversation at a time.
Every Monday, tune in here live. Welcome back, everybody, and happy Monday. We are here with another episode of Real Talk with me, Emma G.
It's me, Dinah.
Yay! We're like halfway through this season, Dinah.
I know. I can't believe how fast it's going.
It's always, I don't know, I feel like every time, time passes.
Yes.
And there's an argument that I think when people feel like life is monotonous, it kind of tends to pass us by a lot slower.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when every day is a new adventure.
It's choose your adventure today.
It really is choose your adventure today. But that also kind of brings so much kind of fulfillment and excitement, which I think also makes time pass really sort of beautifully and fast. And so, I can't believe this is episode 6 of season 4.
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like we have a lot of guests that are still coming down the pike that we're going to learn so much from. And then the ones that we have had on have taught me at least so much.
Oh, totally.
And the conversations have been just like every person delivers a unique message that's so applicable. So, I'm excited for us to chat today.
Yeah. Well, because I think, it's interesting because in my work, I've been a full-time musician for a while. Well, technically, right, it literally was. Because I don't know if you knew this, but I used to be a travel agent back in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And then that led me to, I just got so sick of, I'll be honest, retail, but specifically retail around something that I didn't feel was actually adding value to to people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very, my experience was just very sell, not really give value, not really give impact,
Mm-hmm.
And so I, on a whim, in alignment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like, this is not for me. I need to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally became a full-time musician within 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I'm done. I'm over it. I went straight into busking and gigging and teaching. And that kind of led to my history teaching at university, music, obviously, and doing youth development through the YMCA. And now, we were just talking about before we went live, that alignment piece, I think, is something that I really want to talk about today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because, my mother died in January, and I feel like so many things over the past 8 months have just kind of fallen apart.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also very aware, as per my song Glitter, that kintsugi is a thing, and we can put things back together with glitter and gold, and that glitter and gold being that alignment piece, being that healing piece, being that self-love piece and forgiveness and, leaning into joy piece. That I think is one of the things that I really love about your work, but also the thing that I so often give to other people, but so often forget to give myself.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I don't know. That's kind of like where I felt today's conversation could go, because it's so applicable to both of our work.
No, it's so true. I think that the self-care, my teacher always talks about a self-assessment. Every week, sit down with yourself and be honest. What is it that you need? What is it that you need to nurture for yourself. Have I done, like, it's a reflection, have I done something this week that I could have done better? Did I speak to somebody maybe a little bit abrasive? Just kind of assess what is going on in your life and figure out ways to improve. There's always room for improvement, right? And so I think that yes, your mother passed away and maybe you haven't been doing the self-care that you normally would, but then it's also give yourself grace, which you're doing. And now
G stands for.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the G stands for, Emma G. But also honoring the fact that you are in this situation now where you were talking about earlier, it's like a transition, right?
Yeah.
And so understanding like what that is for you. And a lot of the times we don't give ourselves time to even think about or question.
And that's the thing that really comes up, I think, especially living in an area like DC.
Yeah.
We're always go, 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 hustle, 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 which I'm realizing is a lot of our masculine energy coming forth,
Sure.
right? And not really letting ourselves be, exist, create, express, which again, ironically, is literally my work.
Right. It's everything you
Creativity
do.
and self-expression.
Right.
But when you get so stuck in that kind of hustle mindset, and you said it yourself, like as a practitioner, you still have teachers.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
How do you find that balance between that self-giving and learning with the output?
I guess for me, it's always been something that's part. So I teach yoga, right? And so in what I've learned, there's, we basically have certain categories in our life. It's like the wheel of yoga. Different lineages teach it in different ways, but what I've learned from my experience, we have different categories. So it would be like your self-assessment, your relationships, your family, your education, your career, adventure, wealth, like these things. And so it's understanding that there are different categories in our life. And in order for a wheel to roll correctly, right, you have to make sure that everything is balanced. And I never really like to talk about balance because it's so hard to balance things in life, because that's stressful in itself, is trying to find that balance. But what is it, your intention, right? What's that intention for this week? And I would say, going back to your question, like how it's something that I've practiced, and I realize that when I'm not giving back to myself, I get like super hangry.
Right.
I'm not thinking clearly. I lose my creativity. So it's just understanding and learning more about myself. And in order for me to do that, I have my practices. And so that's why it's important, I think, that, I teach other people these same things, because you want to, especially for women, we're always giving.
Yeah.
We have to give back to ourselves. And if we're depleting ourselves, then it's really hard to give fully.
Yeah.
So I know earlier we were talking about you spending some time figuring out, like, what is it that I need? What are you finding that you need? Is it like boundaries, time with yourself?
And it changes, right? Just like that wheel, when you brought up the yoga wheel, it reminded me of a book that I read when I was a teenager.
Oh, yeah.
It's called The Fortune Wheel. Have you heard of it?
I feel like I have, but I'm not like clear.
I mean, this was over 2 decades ago. But but one of the things that kind of stuck in my mind, and again, my memory might be completely making this up to some extent, but the idea that keeps coming to mind is that when you're, while you might be abundant in this area and for 1 week, the next week the fortune wheel will turn and your abundance comes in another form, etc. And one of my clients actually talks about this in terms of spoons. Apparently this is a neurospicy terminology or approach that is now trending, where it's like, how many spoons do you have on any particular day? And, when we're talking about the things we're balancing, one of those things being community, relationships, right? When I have 2 spoons, does my husband then have 8 to help fill that depletion? Or, do I need to borrow some spoons from my friend Dinah?
Yeah.
Or do I, how can I make sure that I somewhat have access to more than 2 spoons on a down day, or give spoons
Right.
to those around me when they are having,
Yeah.
a ride on the struggle bus. And yeah, it's an ongoing evolution, I think.
Right.
It really, I don't know. I teaching the teacher,
Yeah.
the thing that I guess my question is more around like, how do you find what balance means to you on an ongoing basis?
It's a check-in, like we're doing today. It's a check-in,
Right.
And so the check-in is with yourself. So being accountable for yourself, right? I'm responsible for how I feel. I'm responsible for my output.
Right.
And that responsibility it can get lost because we are in the cycle, and especially like you're saying in this area or any kind of like, I would say fast-paced city, or you're just swept up in the energy of where you are as well. So if things are moving quite like very quickly outside of your window, then you tend to get swept up in that too. There's an energy that we will attune to, if you will, if you think of it like with music, right? When that metro goes like this.
Of course.
Yeah. So if you can find that practice to check in with yourself, I mean, seriously, it's a daily. Like, how am I doing?
Yeah.
We go back to like last week, we were talking to Eli about what are you doing, right? It's putting the phone down. It's not the first thing that you pick up because you want to set the tone first. And so the tone that you're setting is you're tuning to yourself.
Yeah.
What is it that I need today? What are my priorities? And they should be like maybe 3, not more than that.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Right?
I've heard that. Yeah.
And so that's the practice, is just like honoring that you are the one that will set the pace for the day, and how do you want to do that? So the practice could just be some breath work, which you are full aware of.
I was doing that this morning with my personal trainer.
Yeah, it's movement, right?
Seriously.
Or it's movement, or maybe it's your gratitude journal, or maybe it's meditation. I'm always going to talk about how important meditation is.
Right.
But the number one thing is just checking in with yourself, because if you are in a hurried state, that's going to set the tone for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But if you can slow down and just check in with yourself, notice what it is that you need that day. Ask for support and help. If you know you're having a really busy day and your husband can maybe, I don't know,
Put the trash out.
take the trash out, or, make
Just
a meal
decide,
for you, stick it in the fridge or something like that. It's just, preparing yourself for the day. Like you prepare for a song or for, what I mean? You're thinking things through.
It's interesting you say that, because like when the pandemic hit, and I know we're going back in time a little bit,
right.
In 2021, because the pandemic hit just when I was launching my empowerment through music coaching.
Okay.
And so I was working with all these, young people virtually in California and in Wisconsin and, and here in DC. And I realized about 8 months into my work that I was like, oh shoot, I'm giving, and I'm not pouring back into myself.
Right.
So I set myself a write a song a day challenge.
Oh, nice. That's fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It is fun. I love it. And I'm now thinking I need to do that again.
Yeah.
Because to your point, it's like, it's that personal check-in, and then allowing yourself to kind of meditate. I feel like music is the manifestation of the conversation that you have with spirit, with source, with God.
Yeah.
Right? And so being able to check in with myself and then create from that space, the feminine, and be able to like, okay, so this is what is actually coming up for me today.
Right.
Then I can move for the rest of the day, in accordance with that. And I was thinking about this, gosh, like 2 hours ago. When I go back to those songs now, 6 years later, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that piece.
Right.
I forgot that I'm living proof that love wins. I forgot that, when I get triggered, it's more a reflection of my own self than it is from the other people around me,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like, you point a finger at somebody, you got three fingers pointing back at you.
Right.
Right. So it's interesting how, I don't know, I bring this up because I feel like some people, like, they find it fascinating that your work and my work interlock so closely, even though we're so different.
That's so true. It's true. And I think with just that in mind, we are so different and so many people are so different, but we're also very much the same.
Amen.
We all want a sense of peace. We all want a sense of like clarity of where we're going and what we're doing. And so if we're able to, have that kind of relationship first with ourselves, it's easy to connect to another person in that way. So like I have this reflection, right, of you and you of me, or like I want pieces of, like how you're so confident in the way you present yourself and, like really, and then there's the peaceful side of me that I know you're like, that's so grounding, right? Yeah. So it's an energy. I like, how I'm always working with energy. It's an energy that complements with each other. So if you are going to be around or your day is going to be highly energetic, that's going to be an imbalance already, right? And so going into your day knowing that you want to build in time that allows for you to regulate. Yeah. So it's either starting your day with a meditation or breath work, midday, putting it in your phone or setting an alarm that you're going to do whatever it is that, a cup of tea or a walk around the block or something like that.
In the woods.
In the woods,
with the squirrels, I saw so many baby deer yesterday.
Oh my gosh,
that was so good. But I love that because I always joke it's like the Emma G energy, right?
Yeah, the Emma G energy. Yeah.
But if you remember my birthday last year, all of my friends, all of my nearest and dearest, are introverted.
Yeah.
Because I think you're right. It's that balance.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And if you look at it like in terms of, you mentioned masculine energy, which is the outward energy that we're already going to get anyway.
Yeah.
It is important. We all have this yin and yang, right? And so we want to take in and understand like there's still feminine energy, even in, a masculine form.
Mm-hmm.
And that needs to be balanced because that feminine energy complements.
Yeah.
Right. And that feminine energy is the creativity, right? It's the part of ourselves that nourish. It's the part of ourselves that keep us healthy.
Yeah.
Because the masculine side is just for us to like produce and do.
Yeah.
And they serve the purpose for one another.
How do you balance that?
Oh my goodness.
Again, because when people, when you and I first launched this podcast together last season, and people were calling me up going, of all people, interesting, Dinah Simpson, okay. I mean, it makes absolute sense, but for an outsider, it's like, because I'm such a go person, and you're very much the yin to that yang, I think it's really easy for people to get confused about how those things play in with each other. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I would say that like, when we first met too, right, there's this like draw from one another because we're reflections of each other.
Right.
And I think in doing the podcast, like I'm naturally more quiet, right? Mm-hmm. And so in doing the podcast, I think that you are forced to slow down a little bit because you want to give me a chance, right? You want to give me a chance. And so I think in that sense too, that helps you like, ground also. But I think like when I prepare for my day and I know that like Mondays are our days and I have to be a little bit more masculine energy or solar, if you will, I give myself that time because that's output energy for me. And so in the mornings, I mean, I'm doing this every morning anyway, but I have my meditation practice. I have like all of the things that I need to do to prepare myself for the day. And that when I do that, then I'm good. And then in the evening, it's a down regulation also.
I'm making this face because I'm saying this because I, for the last 4 years, have meditated every morning. which I think surprises people when I tell them that.
Yeah,
Because my yang
it's
is
like,
so high.
Yeah.
But I wonder if maybe that's why I do it, is because I have been conditioned.
Mm-hmm. That's
right.
Part of the meditation. Yeah, that
I have been
practice.
conditioned to perform and
Mm-hmm.
to do and achieve and all the things. So the minute I have a chance to go inward, it's almost like a
Mm-hmm. It's a moment of exhale.
yeah. And that's why I will go for walks in the woods all the time.
Mhm.
And you know, the deer have started walking towards me,
Yeah.
which I love.
Yeah.
And I know that's really trivial. I was saying this to a neighbor yesterday. I was like, oh, there's lots of baby deer out. She's
Mhm.
like, there's always deer out. And I was like,
Yeah.
but
for you,
well, it's not just that. It's a case of like, well, where did it become to the point where we just forget how beautiful
I know.
the simple things are in life,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes.
And I think that's, again, a symptom of the go, go, go mentality, is that we take for granted
Yeah.
the things that are so beautiful.
It's true, and I don't think it has to be like this huge pause, right? Like, it's not a big deal, right? The meditation in the morning literally can be 1 minute. The science, both of us are really into the science, but the neurons in our brain, they respond to just that 1 minute, 30 seconds even of just conscious breath
Yeah.
changes. And I'll always talk about it as energy, because once you catch yourself in a moment of like panic, you can decide to continue down the path of panic. Or my question is always, does this energy serve me? If I know I'm in panic, does it serve me? No. And then all of a sudden I have the conscious shift where I can decide to be calm. And I think like it's truly just a moment to pause. So when you see the deer, you are making this awareness, conscious decision that this is one thing that's like touching your soul for that moment. And it's just that moment is all we need to just shift our perspective.
I literally wrote a song about this.
Yes.
It's called The Wolf I Face.
There you go. Yeah.
No, I love it.
We're just like, I feel as though we're just reminders for other people.
Yeah.
Because life does get really busy, and we've both gotten caught up in that. I get caught up in it, even though that's part of like my world. I do get caught up if I have a caseload of like, 6 people in one day, that's a lot of energy for me to give.
Yeah.
But each person that I see, like I reset, and it is a moment, just that one moment.
Yeah.
And, it's just this one life.
That we know of.
Yeah, that we know of right here.
Right now.
Right here. And so we want to make sure that we are living in the highest vibration that we possibly can. At least that's what I've embraced, and I know you have too.
Yeah.
And so in order to get there, we have to take care of ourselves.
Yeah. It's because I teach stress management as one of the factions of my work. And people often think about, hey baby, my cat's just entered the room. When it comes to music and how people think about music, they don't often think stress related.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I bring this up because I think it's important for us to recognize that there are many ways for us to reset.
Oh my gosh, so many ways. Yeah.
So when we talk about meditation, it's not just about
it's
not just about sitting there going, oh
no,
right?
No.
For me, walking in nature is part of my meditation practice.
Yeah.
For me, writing a song and getting in alignment with my breath and my truth and my actual authentic feeling, and then being able to transmute that into melody is part of my meditation practice. And maybe it's a case of I've had to learn how to not blur that line so much. Do you have any, like, in the 3 minutes we have left?
Oh yeah, my gosh!
Do you have any sort of go-to top 3 ways for people to reset and restore?
So I will say starting with the breath is the easiest thing, because it's with you all the time. And, even if you're in the car, you're driving, or you're on the metro, or even in a meeting, if you can just bring conscious awareness to the breath, and it's literally just a sensation, breathing through the nose and feeling the sensation of the breath entering the nostrils, and then the breath exhale, right? Like feeling the warmth of the air as you exhale, just coming into the body. And that's the part that I feel a lot of people forget. We're so disconnected, not just in the mind, but from our body and feeling, right? So we have the uniqueness of being human is that we have these senses. And so I always recommend to my clients is check in on their senses, listen, and just isolate. What are you hearing? Okay, now what do you see? And then, you know,
smell, taste, touch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that brings you back into the body, but then it's a connection back to self as well.
Yeah.
And I feel as though that's what's really important, is just come back to who we are. And I think we get caught up in who we think we are.
And who society wants us to be.
Right. In the performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think like every now and then, if you can have that moment of pause, you can come back to yourself and be like, oh, remember what I used to do 6 years ago and that made me super happy? Can I bring that back?
Yeah.
Can I bring that back?
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Okay, friends. On that note, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because, you know, the breathing, I see this all the time with my clients. They don't know where they're breathing from.
Right.
They don't know when they're breathing.
Right. Exactly. We're always holding it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's our challenge for this week is to
Yeah.
go forth, breathe,
Breathe in
feel,
the prana.
understand that we are not what we do. We are who we want to be. We're human beings, not human doings.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So on that note, friends, I hope that you enjoyed this conversation. I hope that you are, you know, continuing to thrive and enjoy the sunshine and the air, the water, the fire that lives within you.
Yes. Yeah. Check in on yourself.
Amen. Yeah. Until next week, be good, be kind, spread love,
Yeah.
and remember, breathe. We'll see you next week.
That was fast.
So fast.
'Cause I am searching, don't need to look outside myself to know that I am whole. And I've been learning, made it through the darkest storms, and I've come into my own. And I am worthy of love. I can learn to love myself just because.